Hi all, welcome back. Conflict to Heroes, Solo Mission 3, Hunting Chernov. This is part... it's part 4? No. No, this will be part 5. Yeah. I think I maybe didn't announce what part it was the last part, because I had a bit of a glitch when I started. It started recording and then went off, like I said, so I think I forgot about it. Not that it matters, not a biggie. Well, there's a view of the map going right back and nothing happening back there. Well, actually, that's not true. I want to say a couple of these units moved, didn't it? This one moved and got spent. This one moved, it's just on one of the rec markers there, that's what the counter is underneath. And they moved with the furthest from rule, which I got myself a bit muddled up on. I just know there's more to that rule, like I say. Anyway, we won't go into that. I'm sure we'll see it show up again. So just watching back in part 3 at the moment, and I've done part 4 obviously. And I noticed a mistake. In fact, wait now, I left 2 comments. Give me a sec. Oh, fine, my phone's just here. What was at the 30-minute mark? Yeah. Well, let's look down here. I'm looking for the rule that tells me that tanks can't move into stone buildings. And I'm looking in the normal standard rules, of course, and I'm looking for the instruction it tells me, and it tells me that tanks have to check for immobilise if they move into stone buildings. And eventually, of course, I find it in the solo rules, and it clearly says, under page 9, 5.4, multiple hex moves, the very last sentence, a tank will not move into a stone building hex, any other hex that could potentially immobilise it, or a mined hex unless ordered to do so in the mission. So I'm taking that as, literally it means a tank can't move into a stone building. This is only for the AI. And I think at the time it was me considering moving into a stone building with a tank, and then I'm saying to myself, well, I can't. Well, I can. It's just it's not the best move, and that's why the AI won't do it, because you're going to have to check for. Now, we need to find out where that is. Give me a sec. Okay, I've been looking at that for a while, and here it is. Here is the major reason why I really shouldn't be using these 3rd edition rules, should I? Because this is one rule that apparently they've done away with in 3rd edition. A tank can move into a stone building. It doesn't need to check for immobilisation. However, the solo rules still prevent an AI tank from moving into a building because of that. So what do you do there? If you're allowing your tanks to go in and not check for immobilisation, then you've got to start removing the solo rule that says that, and I just think that's... So I've now got to keep a 2nd edition rule in play here, rather than... I should have realised I was going to get myself in a bit of a mess here. I think what the best thing to maybe do for myself is, although I've went and printed out all the 3rd edition rules, is get a most up-to-date copy of the 2nd edition rules printed and start using that. Because the solo system's meant for that, it's true. And I know they'll say, and they keep harping on, the designers keep harping on, that 3rd edition can be played with the solo system. Well, there's another slight contradiction, really, because in the solo rules it tells you that an AI tank can't move into a stone building. And if you're playing 3rd edition Awakening the Bear rules, it does not prevent any of your tanks from moving into a stone. Well, it wasn't preventing them in the past, but it means that you don't need to check for immobilisation. So that's kind of wrong. Another thing that's missing, which maybe isn't a big deal, but I'll tell you why I think it is. I've not used the stress rules, fatigue, whatever you want to call it, the stress anyway, that whenever you do something with a unit, you put a marker on it, it adds another 1 AP to whatever if it does anything the next turn you get. If you don't use that and use something else, then obviously that then comes off and the other unit gets marked as stressed. And the reason I didn't use that rule, because there's no mention of using that in the solo rules as well. And even I thought they might have added something within the 3rd edition solo rules, but it's not there. And then the other thing about it, even if it was mentioned in the 3rd edition solo rules, when you come to using these command cards, these instruction cards, if stress was part of the game when they built this game, right, then there would be some references to stress. They would say, right, not a stressed unit, or allow a stressed unit to do it. It might even select a non-stressed unit or a stress. That would all be part of these cards. But obviously, they need to redo all this cards. They need to redo this 2nd edition solo rules and have a 3rd edition of the solo rules to bring it up to date with the 3rd edition Awakening the Bear, I think. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. And of course, I'm using rules. You'll notice I was using rules that deployed my units for free without doing a check for them. And the old rules, that wouldn't be the case. So I'm getting myself all kind of messed up here. And I should have, from the start, I should have just used the 2nd edition rules. It's not that it's not playable, but you can see that there are some differences that you've got to take on board. And when the differences interfere with the solo system, that's when there's a problem. You know, I mean, that one interferes with the solo system, the mobilization part. So there you go. What I think I'll do is I'm just going to carry on with the scenario. When it comes to the next scenario, or definitely before I start the campaign, I think there's one more scenario before the campaign, then I'm going to have a fresh version of the rules printed out, hopefully, the 2nd edition rules, and I'm just going to stick with that. I'm not going to look at 3rd edition, and even the 3rd edition solo rules, which to me look like a copy of the latest 2nd edition solo rules, to be honest. And then just go with that. And I realised I should have done that from the start. Well, why can't you just do it now, Grant? Because you're not really that far into this mission, but well, I could carry on. I mean, the thing is, I'm going to carry on the way I am then, but I'm going to include this. If I move a tank into there, I do need to check for mobilisation. What you do is you roll 2d6. Player must roll 2d6 and score a 6 or higher to prevent this from being immobilised. He may modify this dice roll with caps. Now, this is not a rule that's in 3rd edition, so kind of strange that they didn't. You know, driving tanks into stone buildings. Seems like a bit of an omission to have left that one out, but looks like they've done away with it. So yeah, but I can't do that. I can't allow my units to go in there and then the AI will not do it because the fear of getting immobilised. So then I would have to allow them to do it, and then I think it just causes too much trouble, that. Okay. Right, okay, what a mess, eh? Right, I've started printing out what I believe is the most up-to-date version of the 2nd edition rule. It's saying it's version 27. So hopefully that is the most up-to-date version. And I'm talking about the Awakening the Bear main rules. So I'm in the process of printing that out now. Fortunately, there's only, what did it say, 21 pages, I think? It was 20-something pages, but I'm pretty sure there was more in the 3rd edition. I've got, almost 40 pages. I've got 39 pages, so there must be more examples. To be honest, the 3rd edition, it does look like a better rule book and whatever, but the fact that they've changed these things that are going to affect the solo side of things, I just hope, because Hal was asking me advice about what version to go and get, and I didn't really steer him in the wrong direction, I don't think, but it's not, don't worry, Hal, it will, if you're happen to be watching this and panicking, thinking you bought the 3rd edition and you should have bought the 2nd. It's not really. It's just there's some things you will need to take in consideration. Like there's a perfect example. What do you do if you're playing 3rd edition and with mobilization rules, because they're not there, and yet the solo side kind of looks at them for the AI. So, but I mean that's only one thing. The stress rules the other. But I mean you could do. There's multiple ways you could deal with that. Right, I'm just going to keep going just now. Let that print out and. So what have you decided, Grant? You sticking with 2nd edition? Well, I can't halfway through this mission. Again, I've still got a tank to come on board, and I was like, well, I'd then be doing a spent check for bringing this on board and whatever. Either that, you restart this mission. I'm not going to restart the mission. No, I'm not going to do that either. So I'll play it as I've been playing it throughout this mission. As we come into the next scenario, I'll then. Probably put a comment in the header that I've realised that I should have stuck with 2nd edition rules and then just go with that. It's making things a bit more complicated, and I'm looking at 3rd edition and then back to 2nd. Whereas if I stuck with 2nd, I just don't need to look at 3rd. Just leave it out of the way. If it's changed, then it's changed. I'm not using it. That's what I should have done. Okay, and I'm sure some of you are nodding your head saying, yeah, that's what you should have done. Yeah, but however, I guess I wanted to try and bring the game more up to date, but it's not. The company needs to sort that, not me, really. They need basically need a 3rd edition of the solo rules with a whole new set of cards and whatever. Now, I did see somewhere that they're in development of a new version, a Western Front version. Is it France 1940 or something? Which is brilliant, but don't think they're the quickest at getting things moving. I think it was a long time waited on things coming out in the past. I'm not having a knock there, because some of these companies have to do things in the way they do them. But that would be great, because I'd like to think then that they might also build a solo system to go with it, because nowadays you need it. Everybody's wanting solo. Everybody wants a solo version of the game. So I'd like to think they would build a solo system to go with that, and possibly incorporate into their 3rd edition and whatever. And then, but that could be a long way away. But I would be all for that. I would be a purchaser, because I do enjoy this system. It's just where they are with it now is it's just a little bit of a mess with all the different ways. It's just because the solo's been left behind and they moved the 3rd edition on, I suppose. Right, anyway. Okay, right, I'm just going to persevere for now, so it's a bit of a hybrid sort of mixture, whatever I decide we're doing at the time. So it's me to go, isn't it? Yeah, and we left the situation like this, wondering if we were going to do... Now, we do have the 2 caps. We do have the opportunity now. He is in a building, isn't he? Nothing that affects his defence on the hit marker. He's in a wooden building, so he's going to get a +1. We are in his flank, so we're using the 17, so +1 is 18. We're attacking, unfortunately, only with a 3. At short range gives us a +3, so it's 6. It'd be 6 against 18. Yeah, that's not good, is it? So we move into the hex at 7 against 18. Well, hang on, 6 against 18 plus the 2 caps would be 8 against 18. It still feels like it's not worthy, yeah? We do have the careful aiming, though. I don't know, feel like we need... I mean, here's the other thing. If I brought maybe a group up, I could have added a +1. If it'd been a group attack. And nobody's commented on the fact that I can group attack. Yeah, it was a guy that referenced me to the rule that the leader of the group, he's the one that gets the modifiers and whatever to the attack. So if he was in the hex and we had a unit adjacent here, he would still add his +1 if we wanted to do a group attack at close range. In close combat. I believe that to be the case. I'm not reading anything different. So you can see that 7 that I just talked about in there would become an 8 if we could have had a unit adjacent. No, because he's spent. Yeah, I was going to say, if I went in, can he not be part of the group? But something feels odd about that, though, the fact that they're not in the close combat hex, that they can still be part of the group. Maybe a question to throw out there, actually, at some point, just to confirm that it is allowed you do that. Okay, so see, I'm reluctant to use my careful aiming card because we know we've got another one of these tanks to come, and that's an important one that'll end the mission, not just end the mission, but give us 3 victory points. And if we don't eliminate that, then they get 3 victory points. So, but it would be nice to get rid of this guy, wouldn't it? Then, of course, we move into the hex. We've got to take a spent check on a 2, remember, because this is a wooden building, and we can't use our caps because we need our caps. So if we draw a 2, then that's it. We're sitting in the hex spent. So best result would be in the hex attack of 7 plus 2 caps is 9 plus 2 firepower for the careful aiming is 11 against 18. See, that's a good number. That gives you the chance of the 7, eh? But that's using the card. I feel like I should more take the chance. I need the extra 1. I need to go into the hex, don't I? I do. I need to go into the hex. Right, well, I'll just do it, Grant. Okay, so I'm moving into the hex. Well, the last time I was trying to be smug and say I'm going to face that way so I can get on with the mission once we've eliminated that guy, but I'm not so confident now. Well, it didn't happen the last time. Well, we did get the hit on him, didn't we? But I think then he took us out. Yeah, well, to be honest, I don't think it makes an awful lot of odds, so I will face him that way. So now I am having to make a check on a 2 here, which is pretty bad. And this would kind of be disastrous if I got it, because then I cannot make the attack, because it's cost me 3 to make the attack. I think I need the extra +1 though. Plus, you know what also I'm thinking about? If we do end the round in this position, and this guy becomes fresh, if we can grab the initiative next turn, we make that group attack with both of these, he's in close combat. But I'm definitely going to ask that question, if that is considered part of the group, or does he need to be in the hex? I don't think I found anything that said that. I suppose you'd need to look for group actions. No, probably under close combat, actually. Close combat. See, there's no mention of group within the close combat that I can see. Draw from close combat. No, see, there's nothing there that mentions a group sort of situation in close combat. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Right, let's just go with that. I mean, I think we're struggling here anyway. So I'm going to take a check on a 2. Here we go. And what do you know? Bang on as well. Drop the card. Right, now. I think we want this round to end, really. Well, they do have a high chance of passing. They've passed twice already, haven't they? The fresh units. Well, mind you. Was it fresh AILS and fresh units? They've got 1. We do have 2 at the moment, so that would pass them. However, it's their turn, so let's see. Let's hope it's not blue.
It is not. If AI unit plus units less than or equal to 6, no. Right, so I'll move across a little bit, move into the centre here, because that guy over there spent. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I didn't come back to my other mistake. There was two mistakes. Well, one that I spoke about wrong, the fact that if I want to go into a stone building, I can, but then that brought up that whole immobilisation. But yeah, this was a mistake. I hope it's not had a knock-on effect, which, to be honest, it might have had, because, yeah, after me trying to be really careful about, and me mentioning the fact that if it's a low-risk move or a command card, then you can move into difficult terrain, is what they call it now. I think that's whether that was something new. Anyway, we're talking about terrain with a plus modifier on it. Light woods, heavy woods, wooden buildings, stone buildings. Well, we know that they can't move into stone buildings, but wooden buildings, and there's maybe some other things. I think, yeah, when we cross a wall, won't we can't do any of the. Well, actually, I'm not sure about the wall. Anyway, we can't do any of the. We can if it's a command card. We can if it's a low risk move. But this guy moved from. He's moved again. Has he moved again? No. Sorry, he was here. He moved from here. In fact, I'll just bring him back because he's not spent, because that was part 2 of the mistake. Well, obviously, because I'd made the mistake, I was doing a check on a 3 when it should have been a check on a 1. And the card drawn was 2, I think. Yeah, so it was a normal green card with a move command. And I know I've been pretty good about looking through them and sort of saying most of the time it's been a low risk. I think what maybe put me off is the fact this is a rumoured enemy. Maybe if it had been an actual tank, it would have clicked more. But these are just acting like the same as what a tank is. We already got confirmation that they do have the wee bonus track symbol, and they do also follow the rules about if they move into a terrain modified hex, then they have to stop. They only get the one move, they don't continue the bonus. So it was a green card with a normal movement, and I decided it would either move into here or here. Well, that's wrong, because it's going to break its bonus movement. So it would have went 1, 2. It would have went round there, and then it wouldn't have been spent, because it's only spent 1 movement. It's only spent 1 to make that action, and we drew a card that was a 2. So he's there. Now, I don't know if after that occurrence he might have made a move, because I think I want to say maybe one of these moved, and it might have been that this guy might have had priority. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, to be honest, no, he's 7 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's maybe the same, because he was the same distance away. He's not got line of sight on anything or like that. He can't fire at anything. So yeah, I think we maybe just get away with that one, to be honest. So yeah, so he should have been there. I like to say if it'd been a green card or a low risk move, he would have moved into one of these two, because the terrain's better than the open terrain. But however, and you can see he's went down there and he stayed fresh rather than being in there and being spent. So, you know. Okay, so that was our mistake. I will put a comment in the header about that. Right, back to this card. So there's no close combat, there's no. Oh, here we are, fresh AI less than fresh units. AI passes then. Well, we've got an opportunity here to end the round. I think we should take it, because they're going to pass, aren't they? They've only got the 1 fresh AI. Remember, the RE don't count for this check. And we have we've got 1 unit down there, and we've got 1 still off-map unit. And we don't need to bring them on the map this round. We can leave them there. So they have less fresh units than us, so they are going to pass. So right now, if we pass, we end the round. I think we've got to take that on, because we can't just sit there and wait for a blue card to come up and this guy just to bash us about. So yeah, I'm going to pass. Am I? Yeah, because the other thing, it gets rid of this as well. And this is one of our stronger tanks. Well, in fact, it's the strongest one we've got left, because he took out the other one, didn't he? Right, I'm going to pass, but I'm just going to pause here because I am going to go and post this question. If a unit's in close combat, can he still group attack from units adjacent to him? I'll hopefully word it maybe a bit better than that, but I think I should get my question across. There's nothing I can see that says you can't. And I might also add the short range bit as well, because if we were attacking, if we were attacking at short range and we had another unit that wasn't at short range but it was within the group, can that still add its firepower? That one seems, again, there's nothing to say it can't. And I suppose maybe they're both the same, really. But the close combat one feels a bit iffy. It feels like they should both be in the same hex to be part of the group. That's all. Right, I'll go and pause just now. And well, to be honest, this might take a wee while. What are we at? 26 minutes. I'll pause it anyway. It'll not be the end of the video, and because this could do with getting charged up as well. So I'll be back. I'll be back shortly. Okay. Cheers. Hi all. Right. Been on pause for quite some there. We had decided to end the round, hadn't we? Yeah, and I wanted to post that question, which I have posted, only just now though, so we may need a bit of time for that to settle down. While I was doing that, I've got all the other rules printed out, so I'm going back to basics and going to return to just version 2, the most up-to-date rules, I think. What I say, it's version 27 of the 2nd edition rules with hang on. Oh, you know what? Once I get that out, I'll confirm the rules, and if somebody knows of a different version, I think they're the most latest ones anyway. But I'm just going to persevere and get this mission done first, and then we're going to start afresh with the next mission before the campaign starts, and we're just going to go back to that because it is just going to cause just a little bit. I mean, yes, you can get around it. You can see I've used, what was the other thing? I used the grenade card, which has changed a little bit. So, some of these changes maybe look better. It did look like it was better because I didn't think it was of much of that great use, and it looks like they've improved that. The fact that they've removed immobilization from tanks moving into stone buildings, I'm not so sure that is a move forward. That seemed like that was a pretty decent rule, but anyway, okay. So yeah, we're finishing up the round. Okay, so what happens? Let's make sure we get this right. One thing I was watching, I've just been watching back a little footage of, this is part 3, when our tank gets destroyed. With a roll of a 12, wasn't it? They needed a 6 to hit, and they rolled a double 6. But I thought there about using that, but no. The best result I could have got was a -3. So that would have knocked it down to 9. Oh, that would have saved us. Damn, maybe I should have used it. But then I'm rolling a d6 and needing a 1. 6 to 1 odds, It's like, it's a bit of a long shot, isn't it? It's probably a waste. You're wanting to lose that card for the plus, really, aren't you? So yeah, and it still would have hit the unit anyway, even at that. However, no, never mind. Pre-round and pre-round sequence. Ending the round, both players pass. Term of the mission ends. Victory points. Right. Advanced round marker. Yeah, well, we're playing solo, so there's not a round marker. Remove all light smoke, remove all heavy smoke. Flip all spent units to their fresh side, so I'll do that. Okay, that's everybody flipped. And remember, this, there are Soviet tanks in there. It's got a hit marker, and we're on top. So we're really rooting for the initiative here. We're definitely going to spend 2 caps, I think. Right, and then that's the next part. Reset the caps. So we had 1 unit eliminated, so we're only getting 7 caps instead of our 8. You can see they're on 2 victory points. Draw battle cards. Well, we're not getting any of them, unfortunately. Prepare reinforcement units. None of that to happen. We still have 1 unit that's off board. And then you've got artillery strikes, plan the next round and resolve the last round, and then roll for initiative. Okay. Yeah, so we want an 8, and I think we have to spend the caps. I mean, don't want to spend the caps, but I think I have to. We've got to get the first shot here. So we're rolling on a 6. Yeah, because normally we need an 8, we're spending 2 caps. We need a 6 or better to take the initiative. So here we go. Oh, well, look at that. Just as well spent them both and didn't take a chance and go for the 7. I might need to keep that down here, actually, because I'm pretty sure I'll be rolling a dice shortly. Well, here's the thing. I've just asked that question, and now I kind of need the answer, don't I? Because if we are allowed to benefit for a group attack in close combat using this unit, our attack power is going to be, now he's 17 plus a 1 for the terrain, so he's 18 still. And we are attacking with 3 plus the 4 for close combat is 7. If we are allowed to add this guy, that's 8. And then 2 caps makes it 10. Yeah, you still need an 8, don't you? What did it... Is that right? Am I adding that up wrong? Was I not rolling for an 8 last turn? No, I never got the chance, did I? Yeah, because I got spent. Yeah, it's still a tough roll. It's because his attack range is only 3, whereas we've had 5s and 4s that have been doing them. Yeah, see, this guy here would be better in there, but I now don't have the time. You know, I can't move him in, and then you know, because he's going to fire at us. The whole point in taking the initiative is to take the shot. So I think the best we're going to get is it an 8, did I say? So 7 against 18. So 9 against 18 is still a 9. So yeah, and we'd like to group this guy into the attack just to give us that chance of an 8. That's still a tough roll, isn't it? I feel like I really need to keep the careful aiming for the other tank. I really do. I mean, I might use the luck here if the +2. I mean, this is after the die roll. You can use that luck card. So if the +2 is needed for the hit, I'll probably use that luck card. So hopefully remember that. Because didn't remember, I was looking back in that 6 and I thought, oh, could I not use that luck card? But it might have worked, but it's a long shot, isn't it? Okay, but we need to know for sure if I'm allowed to join, if that guy's allowed to join the attack. I know both of them will end up being spent if we do it. I get that, so there is that downside. So maybe it's just I don't see anything in the rules that says that we can't do it, but that's not to say that it's not there. So okay, I was just looking for maybe an answer. I've not got an answer to my question, like I was just looking to see if I could find something. I came across group actions. I think I've got the wrong end of something. You know how I said back when we were down here and we were looking at doing a group attack with these, and I'd said it needs to be fresh units. Well, it was Doug had replied to somebody's question regarding something along the lines, and then yes, the question was if a command order card says group attack and the leading unit is fresh but has a spent unit beside it, can the spent unit join in the group attack? To be honest, I think we were both spent, so whether that's different or not. And Doug has replied, only if you use caps for the attack. And here is the rules reference, and it's 10.1, but he must be referring to the new rules, version 3. And 10.1 says performing a group action. Perform one action or card action with a selected group. A group action is composed of fresh units. Spent units may be included in the group action if it's caused at 0 AP. Spent checks affect all units in the group. So I was trying to find that in version 2, and although it doesn't spell it out as As well as that, it does say that group actions, and it's got fresh, activated and or spent units grouping a command action. So from the AI side of it, yeah, they could group up, but I dare say, why does it not allow us to do it? I can't quite see it spelled out as well in the second edition. Like I say, it doesn't really, unless I'm missing it. I thought I'd read it somewhere a bit more clear than that, but so it seems that, well, I want to say that if both of these were spent when I talked about it, and I wanted to carry out an attack with them, I would have to spend 2 caps to bring him into the attack. But I would, if I wanted to make it a group attack, my guess is I would have to spend another 2. Now I'm not 100% sure about that. Maybe the actual unit that's going to make the attack first needs to be fresh. Nah, I don't think so. It was just the same. If it was the AI, and they were, and both these units were spent, and they were asked to carry out a group attack, they would just do that. So if we had 2 spent units, and we wanted to carry out a group attack, then we would spend 2 points there and 2 points there, and it would cost us 4 caps, or action cards. The thing is, an action card just would allow, would that allow a group attack? What does the card say? Command action. Take 1 free action of any cost with any unit. So, I'm not sure there. That seems to suggest that we would be able to carry out the free action with this unit, and then we would need to pay another 2 caps to bring that unit into the group attack. So it seems I'm wrong with at first I thought you could do it, and then I sort of read it needs to be fresh. So I've sort of, I think I maybe put a comment in the header about that as well, but it looks like it can be done. We'll maybe look more into that come the time when we want to use it. Right, hi all, that's me, but I've been on pause for a long time again there. I was just trying to work out where we were, but I was away looking at the question I'd went and asked, and that reminded me of what we were looking for. We had won the initiative, we've not even started the round yet, we've won the initiative, and we wondered if we could bring this along in the group attack. Something felt a bit off to me about it. I didn't think I'd read anything in the rules, but maybe because who's pointed out where it is in the rules, it might be that I did come across it before, because something was bugging me about it. Anyway, so thanks to Marcus, who points me towards 10.6. Now, again though, the thing with this one is 10.6, so it says this is under 10.5's group attack, 10.6 supporting units. This is 3rd edition rulebook though, again I'm looking at, so, but I'm having to look at it here because I can't find it. My follow-up question to Marcus, which he hasn't replied to, and nobody else has replied to it, was, is it written in the 2nd edition rules, this? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to use it as written in the 3rd edition, but here's me just saying I'm going to go back to 2nd. However, I think it's either in the 2nd edition rules as being the same as this, or the intent is the same as this, but then surely it would be written somewhere. However, what does it say? 10.6, well 10.6 is talking about supporting units. I wonder if I can, I've just spoke the damage counters there. I was just going to try and bring that in so we could have a look at it. Yeah, we could probably get in, although I'm getting glare from the lamp. Hang on, do I need that lamp on? Probably not. Getting glare from above now though, without the lamp. But I think we can. And there you go again. I went to zoom in there and press the record button, which stopped the recording. So I'm not happy about that. I wish that was placed in a different position. Don't know if it's something I can move about. I mean, in general, I'm reasonably happy with this app, and I'm not paying it. I've paid £3 for it, and that's it, full stop. Whereas I'm not paying £2 every week, which is what I was with. Anyway, okay, we've been there. 10.6 supporting units. I think we can see that. I know it's went a bit duller, but I'll put that lamp back on once I move away. To support the attack leader, a supporting unit must meet all the following criteria. The supporting unit is in the attack leader's hex or one of its 6 adjacent hexes. So up to now, it seems to suggest that you could be in close combat, and it could be the supporting unit could be adjacent to you, could be in the hex as well, but it could be adjacent to you. However, we need to read on, and maybe this is where I've just stopped and like looked at this bit and not seen it all. The target hex is in the supporting unit's fire zone. Seems fair enough. Target hex is within the supporting unit's normal range. Yeah, fair enough. The supporting unit does not have a hit marker affecting its firepower. Yeah, it makes sense as well. And then the last bit, if the attack leader is in close combat, only units in the same hex can provide support. So there it is, right there. Now I tried to find this in the 2nd edition rules. Now the rules are different. It's in rule 9. Was group attack, group actions. There's not even group attacks. So that's where we were. But it doesn't specify that I can see there. It doesn't say that if it's in close combat, it needs to be in the same hex. So I might go back and search a bit more on the forums to see, because you would think that question would have been asked before to see. However, the fact it's in the 3rd edition rules suggests to me that it probably should be in the 2nd. And if it's not, I think it should be there, and we should be doing that. What am I doing? I want to zoom out. Right, okay, so we cannot get the supporting fire from this. Yeah, it has got me wondering if it's something that might have changed though as well. I mean, why would it not be stated in the 2nd edition rules? Right, okay, been away again, looking for maybe if I could find something that said that this was in the 2nd edition rules somewhere. I can't really find something, but you would think somebody might have asked this question before, but unless it's quite clear in the rules and I'm just not seeing it. I think it feels like the right thing to do, and you cannot use a unit adjacent enemy, and the fact it's specified in the 3rd edition rules, I'm not going to use it. Maybe I might get a response back. Marcus might reply again, maybe to point me towards where it is in the rules, so we'll say no. While I was also looking there, what got me wondering was, I remember that I thought there must have been a different version of this game printed, because some of you will have some of you are watching this will have the original version that has fire, and some of you will have the new version that says attack, and it was also fire power you might see on here, and it's attack rating. Maybe not seeing any with fire power, but we'll keep that command card, keep that just now. One of the other changes was what they'd done was, and I was like wondering about where this was. I think it's just on the blue command order cards that this will have fire, it'll have group fire. And you treat all blue command order cards as if they've got group fire. Now I may have not been considering that up to now in this game, because clearly I've got the original set of the cards, which doesn't have that. But what it's doing is allowing, if you did have 2 units together, it's allowing you to fire without worrying about the cost, about spending the 2 units or 3 units that are grouped together, because it's a command order card. So I think they're only built into the blue cards. Some of you will know that because you'll have that edition of the cards, which is a shame I don't have them. I mean, the fire and the attack doesn't really bother me, but the fact that that doesn't have group fire on and it actually go sort of a rad to say it should have does kind of bother me a bit, but yeah, I'll just need to try and remember that. Right, let's get on with things, So, okay, well, we've took the initiative. We're not going to benefit from this guy, but I've got to have a shot. I've got to have a shot at this guy. I can't not take it on. So, yeah, he's still 18 Grant, as he was before. So, he's 18 defence. Remember, we're coming in, we get to his attack, his flank, but he's in a wooden building. We have an attack rating of 3, +4 because we're in close combat. That's 7 against 18, and yeah, we have to chuck the caps on. So we chucked 2 caps in, that's put us down to 3 caps already, 4 caps spent already, and we've not even done anything. So that's 3 plus 4, 7. That's 9 against 18. So we need a 9. Remember, he's got a hit marker on him, so that 9 would do it and it would take him out. So, shouldn't we use this and turn that 9 into needing a 7 and then be done with it? Well, I'll tell you after this dice roll. I'll tell you that yeah, I should have done. Where's my dice thing? Yeah. I did say that we might, depending on what we roll here, because this could give us a +2. So what I think I'd rather do is not use a careful aiming, roll the dice, and if we happen to roll a 7, then use this to give us a +2 to get to the 9 that we need. Obviously, if we roll less than a 7, then it wasn't going to matter. Well, unless we used careful aiming and the luck card. But I mean, come on, there's only so much you can try and do here. Okay, so here we go. We need a 9. Come on, dice, be nice to me. Still checking again. 3, 7 plus the 2 caps is 9 against 18. Right, we need a 9. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, right, that's not 9. That's not 9. That's horrible. Oh, it wasn't even close, was it? All that build up. Been waiting ages to try that. Okay. Well, it's done. Now we need to spend, take a spent check on a 3. So we draw a card. That's a 4, so we get away with that. However, we get away with that, but are we going to be there to be able to do anything about it? Because no, we do have caps left, Grant. We do have caps, so you could still have the same attack. Well, it depends what happens here. Let's just see. So it's over at the AI, and we'll keep the camera here because it's more than likely. Well, in fact, I know for sure that it's going to be in this area. So here we go. Right, it is not a blue card, so at least they're going to have to pay for it. So close combat, fire or disengage. So that's it. He's going to fire. And rightly he should, because I would fire at him if it was me. So, right, the bad stuff is we've got a defense of 14. That's a flank defense. We've also got a +1 for the terrain as well. So we're 15. Now, also the good part is that we did get the suppress marker on him. Not only that, it's going to cost him 7 to make this attack, so he's definitely going to be spent after it. So let's just hope we can hang on and not get wiped out completely. And then the other good part is he's got a -3 to that 7 attack rating, so his attack rating's 4. There's no caps involved in the card. Attack rating's 4, so it's 4 plus the 4 for close combat, so it's 8 against 14. 8 against 15. So he needs a 7. He needs a 7, and please don't roll an 11. Please don't. Just don't. Right, I'll move that card over the other side so I can put the dice back in there. So 4, 8 against 15. Yeah, needs a 7. Alright, here we go. Alright, keep it nice and horribly low like the last one. Oh, just. Yes. 6. Oof. Okay. Oh, excellent. Right, we've got a bit of a something happening at last. Right, so he's missed. Just confirm. So I know I'm probably, that was 7 -2, so it was 4 plus 4 for the close combat, 8, and he rolled a 6, it's 14, and because we do benefit from the terrain, we were at 15. Yeah, so all good. Right, now he's going to take a check on, and remember, it's not just a 5 because he's got the +2. So it would have been normally a 5, but he's got +2 to that as well. So it's going to be a check on a 7. I'll leave that guy off there now because I'm going to about to flip this guy over. But I will draw the card. So there, he draws a 5, and nice, it's a command order card. So he draws a 5. He is spent. And it's back over to us. Right, so we're going to try it again. Nothing changed. He's still got 18. we've still got 7. Sorry. What am I missing? He's still got 18, and we've still got 7. Yeah, sorry, and my caps. Yeah, I'm trying to think, that's 7 and 18, that's 11. Thought we didn't roll, we needed less than that, but I'm forgetting about caps, right? So we've got 7 against 18, which is 11. We're going to use the 2 caps again. We have to. And then we've still got the luck. We've still got the possible luck if we get close. So, but we need a 9 here. Again. So let's make it a bit better than the last time. A 9 or a 7, and at least it allows me to use the luck card. Right, here we go. Just a 9. Give me a 9. Oh no! Right, I think we've got to go for it, haven't we? So we rolled an 8. So we're 1 short. So we had 3, 7. 2 for the caps is 9. Plus the 8 is 17. Yeah, strangely enough, that's exactly what his number is. But again, because he's in the terrain, we need 1 more. So I think this is the time to use this. So after any die roll, a player may attempt to modify the result by rolling 1d6. So we're rolling 1d6. As long as we don't hit a 1, if we hit a 1, then it's all over. We miss them. But if we get a 2 through a 6, it's going to add the +2 to the 8, and give us a 10, give us the hat. So just anything but a 1. I'll just discard that card. Anything but a 1. I'll roll the white dice. Alright, come on. Here we go. Oh, jeez. It's a 2. Right, okay. Exciting stuff. Right, we get them. Yes. Oh, what a time that has taken to do that. Right, so we get one of these. Again, it's not the major one. We still get do we get a victory point for it though? We do, don't we? Yeah, we got 1 VP immediately for each eliminated Soviet unit. So I'm going to knock their VPs back to 1. That is us eliminated 1 of their units. That goes back in the cup, that hit counter. And I'm going to search the deck for the next command card. I'll just bring the top cards across here. Right, oops, can't see that. Not that Mars. Right, there it is there. So that one gets removed. Yeah, I'll tell you what here. You know how I was saying before that I always done this. I felt like I'd done it out of turn. I'm just about to make the mistake again. Well, I've just made the mistake, which I thought was a mistake. But I'll tell you what, when you read it in the rules, the way it, and it's not a big deal, right? The way it does it though, it removes the command order card first, right? And then it shuffles the deck, and then it checks if the unit's spent. So I can't remember. Let me just shuffle the deck. I can't remember where I've seen it, but this is obviously, it's in the solo rules. It's when I was reading through the solo rules, and I'm pretty sure it's in my original version as well. Hang on. Okay, I'm not looking any further, but I was absolutely convinced that I'd read this only yesterday, maybe the day before, that when you destroyed an AI, now, in every rule book I look, it's pretty much exactly the same. Destroyed the AI removed from the game. After an AI is destroyed, draw and discard order cards from the draw deck until a blue command order card is drawn. This command order card is removed from the game. If there is only 1 command order card left in the deck, do not remove it. After removal of the command card is resolved, add all discarded cards and reshuffle the draw deck. And that's exactly the same in each of these rule books that I'm looking right now. But I could have sworn that I had read that after that, you then draw to check for if the unit's spent. Honestly, I don't know where I've seen that. And that's what I thought, oh, I've done that the wrong way about then, because I've always thought that you, again, it doesn't really matter, but I've always thought that you should do the spent check before then, because you're having to reshuffle, because you're shuffling the deck, it means now I'm drawing a card from a shuffled deck. I don't know, does it matter? I could have sworn I read that. I wish if somebody knows where that's written, because unless I dreamt it in my sleep. It doesn't seem to suggest that it was there, but I'm sure I read it yesterday, which is weird. Okay, it's not a big deal. If I happen to do it one way or do it the other way, I don't think it's a big deal. So I've shuffled the deck up. We need to do a spent check on a 3. I suppose it means the deck's more fuller to do the spent check, which could be a good thing for me, could be a bad thing for me, I suppose. Right, so checking on a 3, and we get a 5, so it's worked in our favour anyway. Wow, okay, excellent. Well, it's over at the AI now, but look at that, look at the situation now. I feel much better now. I've got even more. Oh, that should be away. Forgot about that. I forgot about that. That was till the end of the round, wasn't it? Okay. Fortunately, it didn't probably affect anything I was doing. Ooh. No, I don't think it did it? Because we had this unit up closer, but it's just he's the stronger strength, isn't it? So good. Looks nice down here now. Right. So back to them. I'm going to draw a card. See what the AI do. Right. It's not a blue card, so we've no AI down here anyway. So let's just have a look. And with him, well, he's not moved, has he? No, there's nothing in line of sight still. And I remember I made this mistake, didn't I? And I fixed that mistake. I was watching back over, and I don't think with that mistake anything else would have changed. So I think we're all good with that. Right. So what's the card doing? Well, there's no close combat. There's no short range. Unhit AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. Fire. Right. Nothing can fire. So we ignore that fire, we ignore that command to fire. So unhit AI closest to a unit that just acted or mission objective, well, ignore the mission objective. So unhit AI closest to a unit just acted, move towards. Yeah, that can happen. So I think probably this guy here I want to say, but maybe him. No, I think it looks like him. So the unhit AI that is closest to the unit that just acted, this is unit that just acted, move towards. So it's not a. And remember, Grant, this is a green card with a normal move command. So this cannot move into a modified terrain. So who's the closest? I think it's him, innit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So it's this guy that's closest. He's wanting to move towards. Looks reasonably straightforward here, actually, because it's not a low risk. I think he's just going to go 1, 2, isn't he? I mean, he could 1, 2. That leaves him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. If he moves in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. Yeah, so it's got to be that hex. That one's closer. And remember, he can move his bonus move. So 1, 2 into there. And it's still not in line of sight of anything. I'll tell you what though, that's opened up a possibility for me to get line of sight on him by bringing that last tank I've got in here somewhere, and then getting line of sight on him, find out what he is. So I might do that. Okay, so he's moved towards. He's moved 2 hexes. He's going to check on a 1. So we draw a card to check, and he draws a 6. So all good. Right, back to us. Yeah, in actual fact, this guy's out in the open now as well. Of course, that was a mistake that I'd made. He was in there. But if I deploy and that hex there, we would get a look at him. What would we rather have? We would probably rather have this tank along this side, because we've got 2 tanks here. One that's immobilized, is it? Or, yeah, immobilized. So, without rally. So, we maybe want this tank along this side because we've got enough along here. And maybe just let this guy come towards us. Is that a better idea, you think, Grant? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I will. So I think I'm going to deploy this guy in here. Now, here we are. Second edition, this would do a spent check on a 1. We've not been using this scenario. I'm going to stick with the fact we've not used it in this scenario rather than change it up now, right? But once we move on to the next scenario, that'll be in force that I'm going to go back to second edition rules, which insists that you do a spent check for that. So, and there'll be some other things that will change about a bit as well. Right, so he's now in a 0 DM hex in line of sight of this guy. The only issue is with that, we're putting on, mind you don't have any terrain hexes to deploy these in anyway. So that means if he's a tank, he might have a shot at us. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for this. Just want to get moving a bit now, right? So I'm not going to do a spent check. We are going to check to see what he is. So onto the Rumoured Enemy Cup and see what we get. Right, that one there. Oh, it's another no enemy. I don't know if I wanted that or not, to be honest. Well, okay, that's what it is. So not much we can do. That's 2 no enemies. There's 5 of them in total. Right, okay, well we've now put that tank there, and yeah, what else can he go looking for? You can't really well, he maybe could get that guy in his line of sight if he moved up here, possibly. Depends if the guy moves or not. Because all these wee bushes here, these aren't woods hexes. They're just for oh, that's got line of sight, that. Damn. Here's me thinking if I just got up to there, I might well have line of sight on him, but I'm not going to because that's blocking it. Stupid expansion. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't been playing. I mean, the very first time I played this game, I wouldn't have had that expansion, so I wouldn't have had them. Okay. I mean, part of the other thought here was like to maybe come up and try and flank this guy, but I think I still probably should keep this guy along this side. What about 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I don't know about that. Just looking at that, remember this guy can move 3 hexes as long as one of them's on a road. So I could move 1 into there as my normal 1 move, then 1 up the road, then 1 tracked to get up to there. That wouldn't give line of sight, but where could we see him from? No, I think that's going to be in the way. Yeah, it is. That G12 hex is in the way. So we can't even reach there and get. So yeah, we need to go to that hex there before we see them. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, that would get a look at him. Why don't we do that? I mean, he might go and do something. Yeah, let's do that. So that's my normal 1 movement. And then we're going to use the wheeled movement up the road. That's my first bonus movement. And then my second bonus movement, and then turn my facing that way. It's still up the road anyway, but that could have been off road. So I think that's okay. And then we do a check on a 1. Yeah, let's do that. So check on a 1. We've got a 4, so all good. Right, over the AI. Right, give me a sec. I can't believe the sun's not really been out today. It's still been warm, but been overcast and a bit rainy. And just as it's coming round to my window, the sun's came out. It's going to start blaring in here. I've got a cover I can put up, so we'll see. It's not quite round yet, but it's starting to get a bit warmer. Right, where were we? Is it the AI? That was the way you usually leave when you go away. I usually leave it on my turn, but I feel like that was the last move, wasn't it? I wasn't away for long there, but yeah, because the card I've got was in the discard pile was a 4, and that was a check on a 1. Yeah, pretty sure it's the AI. So let's draw a card for them and see what we get. Right, if AI plus units, less than you've got a 4. Well, it's not going to be yet. No close combat, no short range. Execute counter actions. I was going to say that's possible, but no, because the reason. Oh, hang on. Right, full interruptions now. Well, maybe settle down in a bit. Yeah, I was thinking that this guy, when this guy was here, or was he here, would have been in line of sight, but I don't think the AI. This is regarding the counter actions. I don't think there's an AI with any unit in its line of sight still. Again, he hid himself away, and this guy came down, but he's no. Again, these trees are in the way from that, and this guy back here, the trees are in the way. Well, that as well. So I don't think we can do counter actions. No. So moving on, unhit AI closest to a fresh unit, just that. Well, we can't fire, can we? If no AI can see no units, then they can't fire, Grant. It's as simple as that, isn't it? So can't fire, hit AI closest to mission objective unit, rally. Well, we know that guy can't rally because it's no rally chit. So AI closest to a target, low risk, move towards. AI closest to a target, low risk, move towards. Right, may well be this guy again. That's what I said. He might start moving a bit more. Well, just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm looking across the other side there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nah, yeah, that's only 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's 6 away from that. So that's his closest target. So he's going to low risk, move towards. He's not in a fire zone, so he's going to stay. I always like to have. Right, hang on. I've got the 2 rule books here that I've printed out. But once I get on to the next mission, I'm going to chuck that other one out of the way. I'm just looking for the low risk move. Not that there was much difference, like I've said, between the solo rules. It's just between the main rules, really, that the issues are. So yeah, he's not in a fire zone. That'll move into another non-fire zone. And then for the movement hierarchy, it wants to get closer, doesn't want to enter a fire zone, and the highest defensive modifier when it comes to that, then towards the flank. So, well, he can move 2, but if he goes 1, 2, then he's in a fire zone. So that's not a low risk move. So I think he's probably going to move into one of these 2 hexes, isn't he? Because that'll get him 1 hex closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, one of these 2 hexes get him 1 hex closer. If he was to move down there, 1, 2, 3, 4, that gets him no closer. And that gets some no closer. So, and not these 2 hexes aren't more beneficial than these 2. The thing is, fewer number of hexes comes before anything else here. So it's fewer number of hexes then not in a fire zone. Well, it says out of a fire zone. That is one bit I like is worded better in the actual player aid. Because the player aid says, does it have it on this one as well? It says that is not within a fire zone. I like that wording better, which kind of says don't move into a fire zone, you know. Yeah, so it's got to be one of these two, and I think between the two it's going to be a case of randomising it. Now here's one then. If this was you playing the game, and you can see that this unit's want to come up and have a look and find out what that says, you'd tuck this unit in here, wouldn't you? If you're wanting to avoid that. I think this is the hex that would... Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, they're both the same. But going by the rules, so here's one that maybe some out there would override, I think, and just move the unit into that hex. But going by the rules, highest defensive modifier towards enemy's flank. Okay, I would give them this one this time. That's more towards the flank than what that is, isn't it? Definitely. So once it gets a bit closer, I'm fine with that. When we were that far away, there's no point looking at that. So I'm going to give him that, and he's going to move into there, I think, which is kind of annoying. Because now we're not going to get a look at that guy as easy anyway. So yeah, and he can't benefit from his 2 hex move with that. And if he did, the only benefit 2 hex move would be 1, 2 down to there, but that's not getting him closer, whereas that is getting him closer. Right, so he moves there. It's only on a 1. He's going to do a spent check on a 1. And he draws 2. So all good. Okay, so back to us. So I may want to just put this bit on hold just now and maybe just see how this progresses, because 1, 2, 3 now I can't move up there and get a line of sight. So I might come back across to here and maybe just get this in motion. Thinking about... Thing is, this guy's unlikely to get spent. Oops, sorry. This guy's unlikely to get spent, really, is he? Anything else out there we can go and look for, rumoured enemy-wise? Not really. All the ones up the back there. This one's kind of in the open, but it's up on a 2 elevation. That's a 1 elevation. So we're down on the ground, and because that's a 2 hex elevation, and that is as well, we cannot see him. We cannot see him from here even, or here for that matter. So he's kind of in the same situation with this guy here. He's in the elevation. So we kind of need to wait on them kind of making a move down. That guy's in. And see what happens. That's a terrible thought. Even if I got into this guy's flank and fired at him from range, what would we have? He's only got a 3, isn't he? That's a problem. It'd be a 3 against a 13. It's still a shot at distance, so we're not taking any risks. Yeah, okay. Right, okay, I think I'll move this guy up then. 1, 2, and... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. I'm just looking back on that. Since that guy came down a bit, I thought, look along there, but this blocks line of sight, doesn't it? We've already said that. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm just not getting a look at that guy. I need to get up. No, I don't even think that would do it. I need to get in here somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so I moved him 2 hexes, bonus move. So spent check on a 1. We draw a 3. All good. Right, draw for the AI turn. Right, if the AI plus units is equal, less than or equal to 24, well, probably not still. Let me just pause and count the RE. So there's 12 RE, and that matches up because there's 4 being set aside here. So there was 16 to start with. That's right, there was 4 on each map. Yeah, 16. So there's 12 still there, and then we've got their units, there's only one, so that's 13. Actually, this might work. 13, and then our units 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, there's only 20 units in the map. The AI push it, and we've no units set aside now to come on the map still. 12, yeah, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, you just need to count all your units. Well, one of them's dead, isn't it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7 units, plus the 12 is 19, plus his 1 is 20. Yeah, so it's less than 24. So we are going to move the timer 1, which is not really what we want, but... And then we've got a couple of things come up. They've all benefited the AI them so far, so my guess is that might be still more to come. Right, so card is a green card again. No close combat, no short range. Can't rally. Now firing now, I don't think so. Again, there's still no line of sight. No. Still no line of sight, so no fire. There's no fire, no rally. So that doesn't apply. Execute mission orders. Highest firepower AI closer towards DV unit. Fire, can't do that. If there are more spent AI, including RE, than spent units, AI passes. I don't think anybody's spent. Actually. No. We've got nothing spent, so no. So AI furthest from unit move towards. Yeah, I was watching back on. I've not got right through it yet. I was watching back on that part of the video about me blundering my way through that instruction. AI furthest from unit move towards. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to put a comment in the header about that. That's just a mess. It's just a mess. I actually thought, could I go in and maybe cut it out, but the video's all put together now, and I thought I'm just going to leave it, but put a comment, because it's probably about, I want to say it might be 20 minutes worth, maybe it's not that long, I don't know, but it's just a mess. If anything, at the end of it, I come out understanding and knowing what I'm doing, but I should have really just paused the camera and went away and thought it through, and then came back and said, right, this is what happens, rather than what I've done. So apologies for that if anybody's watched through it. I'll put a warning in the header saying maybe just skip this 15-20 minute part. Right, so okay, but also while watching it back, I realised the bit that that was catching me out a little bit, you know. I think what I was saying is, because although we're looking at these units up here, you know, I was considering at first, when I first looked at that instruction, I was looking at this guy here, right, and saying, right, he's got to be the furthest away from something away down in this corner, right? But that's not correct, and that's what was catching me out at the beginning. And once things come in a bit closer, and you look at the furthest from unit command, you can see where it kind of, but it does become clearer as well, so it's not as difficult. But I wouldn't be checking him all the way down to here, because that wouldn't be my closest. That wouldn't be his closest unit. His closest unit would be down here, you know. So, but when I first looked at that instruction, I'm looking for the unit that is furthest from a unit, you know. And I think a lot of people initially do that. But anyway, let's not go more into that, and we'll deal with it when it comes up. Right, so we're looking for the AI that is furthest from its closest unit, and he's going to move towards furthest from his closest unit. So my guess is it's probably not going to be this guy up here. Right, let me count some numbers rather than do them on camera. Right, okay, it was quite interesting this time. This guy is, I think it was 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, it's 14. So he's 14 hexes away from his closest unit. Right, I forgot the numbers now. So I'm actually counting, but at least I've got the 3 units in mind. So that was 14. This guy, because this guy kind of moved into view, right? Can we get them in? maybe just about. So we've got 14 over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he's now winning because his closest unit is further from the other one. And then I want to say this guy, because you can see these units are just further back from here, and this comes right down. This guy here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he's further. The only other one that could be a contender, I suppose, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he's 16 from him as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, he's 17 from him. But remember, there's the thing, he's 17 from him, so he's further away from him. But this is his closest unit, and he's 16. So we've got this guy being 16 away, we've got this guy being 16 away. So there are two possibilities. And remember, that none of them are hit. They both got the same movement. We're going to randomly choose between them. So I'm going to say the one on the left, so 1, 2, 3. I've rolled a 4. So it's going to be the one on the right, and he's going to it's just a move towards. So he's moving towards this guy. This is his closest target, but he's furthest from his closest target. So, yeah, let's not mess about too much. Let's just move him down 2 hexes. Right, and then he's going to be checked for a movement of 1. Just wonder if that brings him out in the open. It does not. There's too much stuff in the way still. It is quite an open sort of area in there though, so if we did get this tank maybe up here, we might get a look at that guy. Anyway, spent check on a 1, and he draws a 3, so he's fine. Right, let's keep it moving. What are we at? 42 minutes. Ooh, I felt like I was longer than that. I hope I've not made a blunder again. Right, fingers crossed. Okay, I think I'm going to keep moving this guy. Just move him 1, 2 up there. Just to get in this guy's flank. Also, like I say, maybe get a look up at that guy. Although, see, this is going to block line of sight, but none of them, well, that one does up there as well. But I do think if I reached that hex there, it might give me a look at him. Okay, so check on a 1. And we draw a 3, so all good. Right, back to them. 3 plus units is, that's only equal to 10. Well, it's not, it's 20, isn't it? So no, it's not a blue card. They're not going to do any of the first stuff. Fresh EI, less than fresh units. Right, the RE don't count for that. Yeah, I'm just trying to work that one out. That's right, innit? The RE don't count for the fresh one. Yeah. So the fresh AI is only 1, and the fresh units is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're going to pass. Yeah, they're going to pass. Which is fine. Sort of. I'm going to just check the line of sight to that guy. Yeah, so that hex there would give me line of sight on that guy away up. Just. I thought maybe that hex might do it for me as well, but it doesn't. You can see it hits that rec counter. So that would. So 1, 2, and then I'll move into there. Do I want to keep with us? See, I might want to. Oh, that would give me line of sight though as well. I can't move into there. Well, maybe I should just move 1 into there, and then next turn I move 1 into there. Yeah, I'll probably keep my face in. And then I've got line of sight on that guy, and then I've got a shot on that guy. So, sorry, I was here, wasn't I? Yeah, I don't see the point moving further up. And then at least I'm in the white woods there. So yeah, I'm just going to move 1 up to there and then do a check on a 1. That's a 2, right? It's starting to get close. I've not seen many I've not seen many 1s drawn for spent checks. So, well, we've not had any for a good bit anyway. Right, back to them. Another green card, nothing up top. Execute counteractions. I don't think so, no. 'Cause again, nothing in their line of sight, is there? No. And this guy along here, like I say, this is blocking line of sight, or we would have line of sight on him. So no. So there's nothing in line of sight, so can't execute counteractions. Hit AI and 0 DM hex closest to the unit, low risk, move towards cover. Well, the only hit AI is here, and it is not in a 0 DM hex. It's in cover. Yeah, that's the other thing. I was forgetting about the +2 he's getting for that, wasn't I? So it's 15, so we'd be firing at 3 to 15. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Which means we kind of need to really get short range on him. But as soon as we move into short range, he's going to use his turret and fire at us. That's the annoying thing about the tanks. Well, okay. Maybe we can tempt him by moving into the low. Just move into there, and then he's got us in his line of sight, and he might take a shot at us, become spent. Maybe. Right, well, back to this card. Yeah, he's a hit AI, but he's not in a 0 DM hex. So moving on, hit AI closest to unit rally. We know he can't rally. AI closest to a unit that just acted. Haha. Well, this is the guy that just acted. He's the AI that's closest to it. And the counter is just light damage, yeah. AI closest to the unit that just acted. Low risk move towards. Okay, that might mean he's moving into here. The good thing about that is, yeah, because although it's a green card, it's a low risk move, remember, so you can do it. The good thing about that is it's reversing a hex and it's moving into heavy woods. That's going to cost him, I want to say 4, isn't it? Is it not 4? It's a +2 for the heavy woods, is it not? Yeah, for tanks. +1 for light woods, but +2 for heavy woods. So in the fact he's reversing, but because it's a low risk move, he would take this on. Right, well, we better find out if that's right. It's definitely the right AI, because he is the AI that's closest to the unit that just acted. So low risk move towards. Okay. Again, he's not in a fire zone. Right? He's not in a fire zone, so he's going to move into another non-fire zone hex. Right, not a problem. And then he's going to follow the normal movement hierarchy, getting closer to staying out of fire zone, and then moving at the highest defensive modifier. So that he's 1, 2, 3 away. I zoom in more, but I just don't like the zoom on this. It's too slow when you're zooming in, and then it's too quick when you're zooming out. Right, so he's 1, 2, 3 away there. Now he could reverse into there. He's 2 away, so he's getting closer. But this is not a DM hex, and we know that he can move into here, and that's closer, and it's a +2 DM hex. So it's that hex, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So he's going to reverse into that hex and then turn his facing towards me. I can't keep the other guys down here in his front arc. Now you might want to say, would you not go that way? But remember, it doesn't... Oh, it does matter actually, Grant. Right. His facing could be that way, but that's more beneficial to me, isn't it? Because, well, is it? I'm probably going to want to enter the hex because it's not any more beneficial going at his flank when he's a tank, because he draws a blue card anyway, and this is me assuming he might be spent. So getting in his flank, if I put him that way, getting in his flank, I come in there first, or I go 1-2 round there, and then I move into there. So it's two sets of movement to go in there. If I face him that way, then I move in there for 1, and I move in there for 1. I'm in his flank, so I don't think it matters. So, hang on. Okay, yeah, more interruptions. Where was I? Boris move. Yeah, have I moved him? I have, yeah, I have, because he can't move into short range anyway. So I've actually made the move. It was about the facing, where I wanted the facing. I don't think it matters in this situation, because I can move into his flank round that way, or if he was facing that way, I can move into that way just as easy. The fact he's turreted makes that less of an issue, but it still means he doesn't really want to use his turret, and we want to get in his flank. Or I'm more than likely going to want to get in the hex, I think, to get the extra +1. The fact he's in the heavy woods is spoiling it, isn't it? Right. So this was a low-risk move towards a unit that just acted. Now, yeah, the good thing about this was it's 1 for the movement, it's +2 for the heavy woods, and it was +1 because he's reversing. That's right, isn't it? That is a +1 for the vehicle, Where are we? I'm looking at the wrong bit. Where are we? There we go. Yeah, so if it was white woods, well, just keep an eye on that one, Grant. Wheel movement into white woods is +2. Anyway, white woods for foot movement is +0, so it would just be the normal 1 for white woods. And for tracked movement, it's a +1, so it would be 1 +1. And then heavy woods is +1 for foot movement. Wheeled movement actually can't move into heavy woods. There you go. Tracked movement, you get a +2 over and above the 1, so that's +3. And then the backwards movement is +4. So he's checking on a 4 here, so we're really hoping that we can get this guy spent, and then we can take some chances. So here we go, on a 4, and we get a 1. That's a good one to get out of the way as well. So he is spent. Remember, he's hit as well, so now we can... Yeah. See, I think if I do my double hex move into there, I think... Let's zoom out again. Make sure we've not paused, shut things off. If I do my 2x move into there, I can get that guy in the line of sight. But you know what? If I eventually get moved into that hex there, that would have him in his line of sight as well, because that's going down the side of the open hex, the road hex there. Okay. However, to get... Well, actually, what am I talking about? If I move into that hex, that would have that guy, would it not? Yeah, it should do. Yeah, it does. He's not on any kind of elevation or that, is he? No. That doesn't block line of sight. No. So... if we do move into there though, we're not going to be in his flank. So if we were wanting to take that attack on, it'd be 6 against 14 plus 2. 6 against 16, so that would be a 10. And we've only got 1 cap left, right? And of course the other thing is, if I move into there, it's better defence. However, it's going to cost an extra movement point to move into there, mind you. It's going to cost me 3 movement points to move into there in total, or just 2 into there. And then bear in mind, if I want to move into there, it's going to cost me another 3 to move into there. So the chances of getting in there not becoming spent, and I suppose you could say the best option is to go around there and end there, less likely to be spent, and then fire him with a 6 at his 15. 6 at his 15? Yeah, which is a 9, which isn't too bad. We do have a caps left as well. Yeah, that's quite a dilemma there, isn't it? So I can move 1, 2 around there, do a check and a 1. Move in there, do a check and a 1. And then attack him needing a 9. Because if I go in there, I'm doing a check on a 2. And I'm still needing a 6 against 16. I'm needing a 10, which I don't like. And then if I want to move right into the hex, the chances of me surviving all the spent checks, and both the move around there or there will reveal that guy up there. I actually like this move better, I think. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Now I'm going to turn my face in like that. And remember, I've still got him in line of sight. Line of sight doesn't need to be arc of fire. It just needs to be a clear line of sight from hex to hex. But I want to face him, yeah. So we're doing a check on a 1 with that. Okay, here we go. And there we go. All that talk and I draw a 1. I was just about to say I've only got 1 cap left, but it would have been a waste, really. I mean, I go in here, I have to spend the 1 as well. So there we go. Yeah, and we're now in his line of sight, by the way, as well. So there's that. However, that guy is in our line of sight up top, so I'm going to draw a RE cup, or the enemy cup, see if there's an enemy. And there is. So it's this guy. 8, 4, yeah, he's got they've all got a pretty good attack. Their defense isn't as good. Yeah, in fact, is he not the same as that guy there? What is he, a T26? Yeah, he's the same as that guy there. So he comes on and faces, I'll actually probably faces straight down, although this is the closest one. That is still in his archifier anyway, and it keeps these 2 in his archifier as well, which I think if he turned that way, yeah, I think it makes more sense him facing that way just now. He's too far away for it to really matter. Did I just chucked that out? That was that, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Right, and then we're spent, so okay. What are we at? We're coming to an hour. Yeah, I want to push on a bit more, but I could really probably, again, the battery's going on the phone again. Well, hang on, it's their turn next, isn't it? I don't like finishing on their turn, so I'm going to have 1 more AI action then. So here we go. Kind of hoping it's not a blue card, because it might mean this guy will do something. Right, well, track's moving on by 1, and that's going to do something. So what we got, seek cover. Place a hasty defense on the lowest defense value AI closest to a unit. Right. I want to get the marker. I think that's it, isn't it? Hasty defence. This just gives a +1. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Where am I going to find that? Well, there we go. The blocks, mines. Yeah, hasty defence. I'll keep it open like that just now. So what are we doing? Place a hasty defence on the lowest defensive value AI closest to a unit. Lowest defensive value. So what do the RE count for that then? I'm not sure. I'll need to look that up. Well, I can't really find the answer to that. I might need to look that one up. Yeah, because I know the fire number on them. That's the number you need to hit, the 9, isn't it? The 5's the range, and the 1 at the top right is its movement. There's nothing to say what defense value these are. And in the rules it tells you that RE are considered to have the lowest attack rating. But as for defense value, well, we've only got 2 Soviet tanks on the map. And when it says defense value, that counts the terrain, doesn't it? Well, you know what? I still need to know what the rumoured enemy are counted for the defence value. I'm not seeing that written here. And I need to know what that is, because you know I could look at this guy here's got his defence value is what he's sitting at just now. It's not taking it. It doesn't take into account the lowest defence value AI closest to a unit. Now this is a spent unit. Does he not need to be, or is there a card called seat cover maybe that you can use? Maybe there is. There's lots of things I'm trying to work out here. Cards. Is there one called seat? There is. A hasty defence counter, and it costs 0, the card. Yeah, so you could do this as a 0 cost. A hasty defence counter may be placed on any fresh, activated or spent unit or group. Yeah, so that my guess is that it doesn't matter if it's spent or fresh. This is 2 hexes away, so this is the closest. But is this the lowest defence value? Because he's either a 13 or 14, however, he's in the heavy wood, so he's either a 15 or a 16. And this guy can be considered a 13 or a 14. So he's actually lower than what that is, defense value wise. But then we've got these rumoured enemies, so what are they? I don't know. So I'm going to have to try and find that one out. Yeah, so I was just checking defense value before I go and look at the RE thing. Defense value equals the defense rating plus defense modifiers. So the defense rating, of this unit, see, I don't know, in this situation, do you count the 13 or the 14? I mean, this guy is in his flank, would be able to fire in his flank. Which actually, I don't think I thought that was in his flank, didn't I? But anyway, it is. Maybe that guy's facing should have been the other way then. But I could just went round the other way. Come on, that's. So I don't know. But it gets a +2 for the woods. So it's a 15 or a 16. I'm not sure what you use. I guess you'd probably just use the biggest number there when you're checking this and just say 16. But as you can see, this unit's in his flank. Oh, he's spent, but he is in his flank. So if I was to use caps to attack, I'd be attacking at the 13 plus the 2, 15. So, I'm not sure regarding that as well. Right, let's try and find out about the RE. So I'm away to have a look. Right, I've looked too much to find out about a rumoured enemy and what its defence value must be. And then, just as I was finishing off there, I thought, can I look at them at all because they're a rumoured enemy? I need to reveal the counter, don't I, to find out? And it could just be a no enemy counter, and then we'll put this hasty defence on. So I'm going to conclude that it's got to be an actual unit that we're putting this on. So the lowest DV AI that's closest to a unit. But the problem there is I think it's going to be that guy way up there. And I want to say he doesn't take that with him, does he? That hasty defence. Oh, I've moved the page there. I had that up as well. Right, I found that again. A hasty defence may be prepared by any foot unit. Right, well these aren't foot units, but this whole scenario has not got foot units, so a hasty defence counter is placed over the unit that prepared that, and units receives a black +1 DM cover bonus from all directions. May only be occupied by the unit that prepared that and is removed if that unit pivots, moves, or is destroyed. I think it does stack, so if I was to put on this guy, I think it would give him +1. I'm pretty sure it stacks. They can only have one, but maybe placed in any terrain except water. So I'm guessing it would add a +1 to what it's already got. But the fact I'm putting it on the lowest DV AI closest to a unit. So reading that instruction left to right, if you like, we're looking for the lowest DV unit first. Sorry, we're looking for the lowest DV AI first. And then we're looking for closest to a unit. But the lowest DV is going to be that guy up there. So I think this is a bit of a waste of time for him, because that's just going to fall off when he moves. I mean, yeah, I suppose he might sit there for a while with that on it. I mean, I know this guy's closer, but that's not what it's asking first. It's looking for the lowest defensive value. And he, at the best, he's a 14. And, well, even if we look at that guy the worst, he's a 15. So if we are looking at his flank, he's a 15. So, and that's a 14. So that's lowest. So that's that. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go with that. If I've got that wrong, then let me know. I can't find anything about how the rumoured enemy are looked at regarding defence value. So I can only assume that we don't consider them. I mean, yeah, it does say that you consider them as having the lowest attack rating, so there's that, but it doesn't mention that. Right, okay, so that was just the mission track part of this. So let's get this wrapped up, and then I can maybe move on to another part, although it seems to have taken a bit longer than I thought of this, so I might be taking a break after all. So no close range stuff and all that. Remember, this guy spent... so counter actions, well, actually, maybe. Because, remember, this guy can see this guy. Anybody else got line of sight? So counter actions are reminding ourselves the AI with more in line of sight units are within 5 hexes than in line of sight AI. Yeah, well, that's not going to count then, because that's not within 5 hexes. And although this is within 5 hexes, he can't move, so he's spent. So, yeah, I'm going to say counter actions aren't happening either. There's nothing else across the other side, so no. Right, can they fire? Well, although this guy's got line of sight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He could fire if he's allowed to fire at long range. Because he's got this guy in his arc of fire. But he's not got the normal range, so it does not specify long range. So, there's no well, actually, it's unhit AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. The unit that just acted was this, and it's now not fresh. That doesn't count. AI closest to a target moved towards. Right, there we go. AI closest to a target moved towards. I want to say it's 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes. Close. Remember, this guy's spent. Yeah, it's over this side. So it's this rumoured enemy down here in the woods. Yeah, this guy here. So AI closest to a target moved towards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's his target. And he's just wanting to move towards. However, he cannot move into the woods. Because this is a normal move towards. It's not a low risk. And it's not a blue card. So he can't move in and spoil his extra bonus move. That's going to be fiddly then, isn't it? So he's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. If I go 1, 2, he's 1, 2, 3, 4. So, well, technically, I suppose he could move into there, but then he's moving into a fire zone. And if he goes 1, 2 down to here, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. He might not be able to do this then. Well, hang on though, Grant. It's not to say he can't move into a fire zone. That could be quite good for us then, I suppose. Right, let's look at the movement again. Where are we? So, where am I going? There we go. Right, so it's not a low risk move. This is just a normal move. So there's only one choice. This is the AI and that is a target. Well, at the moment, this is what we're looking at. If it turns out that he can't move, then we could maybe look for the next AI that's closest to a target to move towards, and he might be able to do it. So we're looking at him just now. So his first priority is to get closer. Now hang on. Right, so although the first priority is to get closer, 5.2 AI movement towards AI movement that does not increase the number of hexes to the target. If an AI cannot move in a way that decreases the number of hexes to a target, it may instead move into a target's flank, move into cover, or pivot, providing that it does not increase the number of hexes to the target. Because he can't move in there, he can't move in there, he can't move in there. So all he can do is move 1, 2 into there, which isn't getting him closer to that, is it? Well, in fact, that hex there, which might keep him... No, I think he's probably still in a fire zone. So either that hex or that hex, but it doesn't decrease the number. And if I come around this way, it increases. So that one's not allowed. But keeping the distance the same, he's going into worse... Oh, sorry, he's in a clear hex. My bad. He's going into the same cover. It's not... There's no cover. Right, I think we might be stuck with this guy. This is quite interesting though. Yeah, I'm really thinking this guy can't do this order. AI, we want the AI that's closest to a target. That's a priority. That would be him. I don't think he can do a move towards on that guy, because it'll only allow him to move into another hex. I mean, it wants to move closer to it. It doesn't want to move into a fire zone, which I think that is, and that definitely is. Well, you say you think that is, Grant. Let's just double check. Maybe not. It crosses G12, doesn't it? Yeah, that hits G12. So is that a potential possibility for me to move to them? Because if I move there, I'm not getting closer. I'm not in a fire zone. Highest defense modifier towards an enemy's flank. It's not doing anything, is it? It's not benefiting the AI at all. And under movement, it says towards, it says, if an AI cannot move in a way that decreases the number of hexes to a target, and by moving there, that does not decrease it. It doesn't increase it, but it doesn't decrease it. It may instead move into a target's flank, move into cover, or pivot, providing that it does not increase the number of hexes. Well, he's not moving into that target's flank, and he's not moving into cover by moving into that, and he's not pivoting. Doesn't need to pivot. I don't think he can carry out that against him. So, does that mean we ignore this unit, or could he look at... Yeah, because that's his closest. I can't start looking at other units, because I started thinking there, right, although that's 4 away, that one's 5 away, could I then make that... But then we're not in the same situation against him anyway. Well, maybe not, because we could maybe get closer. See, if I move 1, 2 into there, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 away from him now. So that is maybe a legitimate move. Okay. I don't know there. So if I can't carry out AI closest to a target, move towards... Can I still look at this AI and look at his next closest target? Well, what is the next AI that's closest to a target? Probably this one. This one's 1, 2... Shift the card out of the way a bit. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away from that. Just looking across the other side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as well. So in actual fact, this guy's 7 away. We tried the 4 away. However, this guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from him. Actually, oh no, that's not a unit, Grant. I'm looking at a rec there. I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's a rec. Going down here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from these. So he's 4 away from that. He can't achieve a move. He's 5 away from that. He's 6 away from them. So that is the next closest. But I think he can achieve the move against him. So, but curious to know how I should be doing this, because if he can't move against his closest, should we just ignore him now and then look at the next closest, because this guy could make the move. That's quite interesting. I don't know. I wonder if I could pop a question out there, because I'm not so sure I'd be able to find an answer to that by searching for anything, because close to target, move towards. I think I could explain it better in a question rather than going and searching for the answer that's maybe been asked before. Right, well, you know what? I do need to take a break, and the battery's about to die. Well, not quite, but it's going to go. So I'm going to leave the card there for now, and I think I am going to go and pop this question out there. I don't know though, because the instruction is the AI that is closest to a target. That's the AI, that's his closest target. If we can't do that, then I don't think we can then look at the next closest target. I think we've got to then look at another AI. Yeah, I think so. But I'd like to ask that question. And I think I could probably word it in an understandable way. So although my thinking was that maybe there we're considering that one, he would move 1, 2, which I think he could do that and get closer. I actually think the answer to my question is going to be, we'll look at the next AI. Now, he can't move into either of these either, so he would have to go 1, 2, well, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't get him 1 hex closer, so he could actually move around. And he's not going into fire zone, because these trees are going to, these woods are going to block the line of sight. Okay, well, that's a good place to leave it, and I'm going to go and pop a question out there before I head off for a break, and I'll get this bit uploaded, and we'll come back with an answer to that, or if I've not got an answer, we'll make the decision ourselves, and yeah, hopefully get back for another bit tonight, fingers crossed, because I'm away for a couple of days after this, so I'd like to finish with another part if I can. Okay, I'll be back soon. Cheers.